A mad scientist's secret human experiment turns a man into a snake man he thought he was going to be healed. But instead he became something not human. The experiment began with hope and ended with a hiss. This isn't a movie. This is a real horror that was almost erased from history. A secret experiment, a missing man, and a creature no one can explain. Deep in the forest, behind locked doors and fake walls, a scientist played with nature and something terrifying was born. Man went in, hoping for a cure. What came out wasn't a man at all. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will keep you awake tonight. Daniel Reid was a man with nothing left to lose. After leaving the army, he lived quietly, but his body was failing. A rare illness was attacking his bones, his muscles, even his skin. Doctors had given up. He had only months to live. Then came the offer, a private experiment. No guarantees, no rules, just one chance at survival. He said yes. The man running the experiment was Dr. Conrad Velar, a genius once known for pushing science too far. His last project got shut down when animals from his lab turned violent, but this time he promised success. He had created a treatment that used snake DNA to repair damaged human cells. No one else would agree to test it, but Daniel did. Daniel was taken to a forest in northern Oregon. There, hidden behind electric fences, stood a large underground lab. From the outside, it looked abandoned, but inside it was high to cold, silent, and watched by cameras. Daniel was told this was the only place safe enough for the trial. He signed the final forms. After that, he was locked in. The first injections made Daniel feel stronger. He could stand up straighter, he could breathe easier. He even stopped needing painkillers. Velar said it was working, that his body was accepting the DNA. But soon, strange things started happening. Daniel's eyes became yellow. His sense of smell became sharp. He could feel vibrations in the air. It didn't feel like healing. It felt like changing. Daniel started avoiding light. He stopped speaking. He would only sit in the dark corners of his room, silent and still. The staff grew scared. His skin was hardening, turning dry and rough. His nails grew long. Worse, his behavior changed. One night, a nurse found him eating raw meat with his bare hands. He looked up and hissed. Velar insisted everything was fine. He said this was expected, but his team wanted out. One scientist tried to leave. He never made it past the hallway. The cameras caught a blur of figure crawling on the walls, faster than any human. After that, the team stopped asking questions. Daniel was no longer human. He could fit into air vents. He could climb without making a sound. He was everywhere and nowhere. Staff began disappearing. One by one, the lights went out. The generators failed. Velar sent one final message to an outside contact. It said only, "It's alive." By the time anyone got to the lab, it was too late. The entire facility had burned. No alarms were triggered, no survivors found. But the strange part, there were no remains, no fire damage to the surrounding forest, just an empty cage, and a long trail of scales leading into the trees. Since that day, hikers and campers have reported strange things in the woods. Eyes glowing in the dark, a body moving too fast, a hiss that sounds human. Some say it's a myth. Others believe Daniel Reid is still alive, only now he's something else, something cold-blooded. The forest has since been declared off-limits. Military trucks were seen in the area. Cameras were taken, phones erased. A woman who shared photos online was visited the next day and her posts disappeared. But one photo remains on a private server. It shows something blurry, with long limbs and black eyes, crawling up a tree. The file name, Reid, 001. If the experiment wasn't a failure, what if it worked exactly as intended? Dr. Velar had once said he wanted to build a new kind of human, one that could survive disease, war, and radiation. Maybe Daniel wasn't the first test subject. Maybe he was the first success. In 2024, a forest ranger saw something strange. He reported seeing a tall figure at the edge of the woods. It had no clothes, no hair, and a long tongue flicking from its mouth. Before he could speak, the figure vanished into the trees. All that was left were claw marks deep in the tree bark. Science can be a gift, But in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon. Daniel Reid wanted to be saved, but he was changed forever into something that doesn't belong in this world. Now he's more snake than man. And he may not be the only one. So next time you're walking in the woods and hear a soft hiss behind you, don't turn around. Run. Months after the lab fire, a metal box was discovered by a group of local campers near the forest's edge. Inside it was a burned, half-melted journal. The name on it, Dr. Conrad Velar. Most of the pages were ruined, but a few notes were still readable. One line stood out. Subject: Dr. is adapting faster than expected. Muscles reforming. Reflexes enhanced. Blood cold. Another read. The serum awakened something ancient. He is no longer man. He is becoming what we fear most. The few surviving emails recovered from Velar's old laptop showed he had warned other scientists weeks before the lockdown. He had written, "If I go missing, do not come looking. This isn't just DNA splicing. The reptilian brain is dominant now. Daniel doesn't sleep, he hunts." None of those emails were answered later. 3 of those scientists disappeared while hiking together in the area. Some now believe Dr. Velar had a bigger plan. He didn't just want to cure disease. He wanted to create a species that could outlive humans. Cold-blooded, fast healing, no fear. But to do that, he needed a test subject who had nothing left. Someone who would say yes, even without knowing what was really happening. Daniel was that person. And now, Daniel might be the first of many. Over the past year, more people have come forward. A hunter claims he saw something wrapped around a tree, long and dark, with eyes that didn't blink. A group of bikers swore they were chased by something, crawling through the grass, silent and fast. And one drone pilot captured 5 seconds of shaky footage before the screen went black. In that 5 seconds, a figure with glowing yellow eyes, standing completely still, watching from below the trees. Whether you believe it or not, the facts remain. A lab was destroyed. A man is missing. Reports keep coming in. And someone or something is out there. So the question is, no longer did it happen. It's when will it happen again? Because if Dr. Velar succeeded once, there's no telling how many others he tried it on. Daniel Reid was a man who wanted to live, but the cure he found turned him into something else, something science can't explain. He vanished into the trees, but the nightmare didn't end there. People still hear hissing at night. They still find strange marks on trees, missing pets, and shredded tents. And every time it rains, the woods fall silent, as if something is waiting, watching, listening. So if you ever hear a hiss, don't look, don't speak, just run.